In a pivotal speech delivered at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Vice President Kamala Harris outlined a comprehensive economic vision that seeks to bridge the gap between corporate interests and worker protections. This address, coupled with an extensive 82-page economic policy document, marks a significant effort by Harris to redefine her stance on economic issues and challenge the narrative that has long favored her opponent, Donald Trump. Harris's economic philosophy is rooted in the concept of an opportunity economy, a term that encapsulates her commitment to fostering an environment where both businesses and workers thrive. She emphasized her role as a champion of free and fair markets, while also highlighting the necessity of consistent and transparent rules to ensure a stable business environment. I have always been and will always be a strong supporter of workers and unions, and I also believe we need to engage those who create most of the jobs in America, Harris stated, underscoring her dual commitment to labor and capital. This approach is a deliberate bid to reverse the skepticism many voters have about democratic economic policies, particularly in the wake of post-pandemic inflation and economic instability. Harris's plan includes substantial investments in sectors that are poised to define the next century, such as biomanufacturing, aerospace, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and nuclear energy. The America Forward initiative, a cornerstone of her economic agenda, aims to provide tens of billions of dollars in tax credits to position the U.S. competitively against global rivals like China. This initiative is not just about throwing money at problems. It is about creating a structured approach to economic development. For instance, the plan includes incentives for companies to invest in existing manufacturing, farming, and energy communities, as well as for engaging with workers and unions to protect jobs. Additionally, there are provisions for cutting emissions in steel and iron production, creating data centers for AI, and supporting the domestic semiconductor industry. One of the critical aspects of Harris's economic plan is its commitment to fiscal responsibility. Her campaign has outlined a series of measures to fund these proposals, including raising the corporate tax rate to 28% and implementing a minimum income tax on billionaires. These measures are designed to ensure that the spending is accompanied by corresponding revenue generation, thus reducing the deficit. The $100 billion manufacturing plan, for example, would be funded through a portion of the proceeds from overhauling the international tax system. This approach aims to prevent corporate tax evasion and ensure that multinational corporations contribute their fair share to the U.S. Treasury. Harris's speech and policy document also contain a clear critique of Donald Trump's economic record. She highlighted how Trump's administration saw an increase in offshoring and a decline in manufacturing jobs, and how his policies were often skewed in favor of the wealthiest Americans. For Donald Trump, our economy works best if it works for those who own the big skyscrapers, not those who build them, not those who wire them, not those who mop the floors, Harris pointed out, drawing a stark contrast between her inclusive economic vision and what she perceives as Trump's elitist approach. The economic debate between Harris and Trump has become increasingly heated. Trump has cast Harris as Comrade Kamala, accusing her of proposing policies rooted in communism, particularly her plan to limit price gouging by food suppliers. However, Harris has countered by emphasizing her pragmatic approach and the resonance of her proposals with voters concerned about soaring drug and food prices. In recent weeks, Harris has made significant strides in improving her standing on economic issues. Her proposals to provide government assistance for new businesses, first-time homebuyers, and families struggling with childcare costs have found traction among undecided voters in critical states like Pennsylvania. While Harris has traditionally enjoyed strong support from unions, her campaign has faced some challenges in retaining this support. The Teamsters, for instance, announced they would not endorse any candidate for president, reflecting a nuanced and sometimes divided labor landscape. However, internal research by the Harris campaign suggests that when voters hear about her policies directly from her, they are more likely to be drawn to her vision. This underscores the importance of the final 6 weeks of the campaign, during which Harris will need to communicate her economic philosophy effectively to a broad audience. Kamala Harris's economic vision is a blend of pragmatism and policy depth, designed to address the complex economic challenges facing the nation. By focusing on investments in key industries, supporting both businesses and workers, and ensuring fiscal responsibility, Harris aims to build a strong middle class that can drive economic growth. As the election draws near, the economic debate will continue to be a central theme. Harris's approach, which combines ideological moderation with practical solutions, may resonate with voters who are seeking a leader who can navigate the intricacies of economic policy without being captive to ideology. In a time when economic anxieties are high and trust in political leaders is low, Harris's commitment to transparency, fairness, and fiscal responsibility could be the key to winning over voters who are eager for a different economic trajectory. Whether her vision will suffice to overcome the economic skepticism that has dogged Democratic candidates remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. Kamala Harris is determined to make her case as an economic pragmatist who can lead America forward.